What's going on? It's Brother Jay, and my thought of the day is a history lesson. See, a lot of people look online and they see things that deal with Los Angeles history and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of things they don't know, you know. And one thing I will talk about is part of the murder 80s. The murder 80s is a real chronicle period because a lot of key things happen at that time. Now, around that time, you know what I'm saying, there's a artist back in the day, and most Angelinos like myself know that is an artist called Tidy T, and he made a song called Batarang. Okay? Now, that's when Daryl Gates, you know what I'm saying, took his level of police enforcement to the extreme and just start, you know what I'm saying, hey, let me just attach this big old giant anchor like thing, you know what I'm saying, to a tank and just drive through your house, motherfucker, you know? So, but one thing that a lot of people don't know is that Daryl Gates also created a division. You know what I'm saying? He created two divisions. One was called Crash. You know what I'm saying? These are like a gang unit. You know what I'm saying? It was called Community Resisting Against Street Hoodlums, something like that. Something like that. I might be off, you know what I'm saying? But it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's Crash. But they created another secret unit called the SCS, SIS. You know, I forgot their name because it's been so long since I pronounced it. But these cats, nigga, these cats are saying their whole mission was straight up to just snipe and kill anybody that's gang related. You know what I'm saying? If they don't kill them outright, you know what I'm saying, they'll wait until they commit a crime and then kill them in the process of the crime. You know what I'm saying? But they was basically a hit unit. And see, a lot of people don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? And if they didn't kill you outright, they'll do it in the other indirect way. Like, for example, like this. One time, me and my boy, you know what I'm saying, we chilling in Ladera Park, right? You know what I'm saying? And around it, this is probably about, I want to say 83, probably 84. You know what I'm saying? Me and my boy chilling in Ladera Park, you know, and these cats saw, like, you know, because that's our hood. So they see we ain't out there deep, but they just see like me and him was like the stragglers that's left over from everybody, like bounced and shit. And they scooped us up and stuff like that. So instead of like straight out murking us right there on the spot, you know what I'm saying, they put us in the car, you know what I'm saying, and drove us all the way knee deep in another blood territory, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And we had to, and they just threw us out the car and was like, yeah, cuz, and stuff like that. And all these fucking gang members opened the door and shit like that. We like, holy shit, nigga. And it was like, you know what I'm saying, literally, you know, you had to run for your life that night, you know what I'm saying? And we barely got away. Barely, nigga. You know, but that's how this police unit was doing it. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't kill you outright, they'll drop you in enemy territory. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, enemies aren't forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Now, luckily, you know what I'm saying, back then, it wasn't too many like Hispanic on black crime back then. So if they drop you out in the Hispanic neighborhood, you had a decent chance of, you know, coming back alive, you know what I'm saying? Because most Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, like they know, like, once you say where you from, they be like, oh yeah, there's no way you got all the way to fuck over here without a car and shit, you know what I'm saying? So somebody had to drop you off and stuff like that. So they saw the setup. See, that's one thing I love about the essays back, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s. they weren't just dumb motherfuckers. They were smart motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They saw the setup and like, nah, okay, check in. You know what I'm saying? You get a pass right now, you know what I'm saying? But if we see you over here again, Holmes, we got problems and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I still give, you know what I'm saying, straight respect, you know what I'm saying, to the couple of essays that gave me a pass, because it was like, I wouldn't have came over the fuck here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? By voluntarily methods, you know? So, but the point I'm getting at is a lot of people don't understand or understand the history of Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand like all the divisiveness that we had to deal with back then in that time, you know what I'm saying? And the only way you can understand it is to hear from somebody that's from that era, from that time. You know what I'm saying? And you ask them about, you know what I'm saying, SIS, they might tell you about the story. Most motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, you know, well, they shut down the SIS, you know what I'm saying, on some circumstances, you know, but back then, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, they almost every cat in the hood knew, you know what I'm saying, and the other hoods knew, you know what I'm saying. Your problem wasn't just what your enemy said, you know what I'm saying, but you had the general police force, the crash unit who had a gang unit focusing on your ass, and you had this fucking intense SIS unit, which is meant to exterminate your ass. You know, and I just want to share that part of, you know what I'm saying, LA history, because I seen a lot of coverage on gangster material and street level shit, and even some things to do with my set where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? But there ain't that much coverage of saying when it comes to the SIS unit. They made a movie back in the day, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I think it was in the mid to late 90s. It was a movie called Extreme Prejudice. And it was this dude, you know what I'm saying, Lou Diamond Phillip or something like that. He's the main person that plays, you know what I'm saying, in this movie, the main character. And that tells the story about that. But there's nothing, I mean, a lot of people are covering gang banging and gang mentality, but they're not covering a lot of the wrong things that the LAPD was doing. You know what I'm saying? Especially underneath Daryl Gates, nigga. This motherfucker was scandalous. Nigga, if you took the badge away, he was just a gangster without a badge. He was the same thing like us on the streets. Except for he was white and he was a policeman. But he was a gang member, straight up. You know, he created a set and a subset within the police department. You know? So, and a lot of people don't know that history. And maybe one day, you're saying, someone will have the, you know, the cojones to sit up here and dig up this part of the LAPD that really was murking people. They was murking people. You know? But see, like I said, at least they came out with a movie. Like I said before, it's called Extreme Prejudice. You know? And that's the only movie that ever covered them. Now, I seen like 20 movies that deal with cripping and 20 movies that deal with blooding and 30 and 40 movies that deal with essay gangs and a handful of movies that deal with the LAPD like Colors and other little miscellaneous movies and stuff. But they never made a movie besides The Street Prejudice that covered that one faction of extreme hit squad within the LAPD. Oh no, when you see, you can, sometimes you can tell when they come around, you know what I'm saying, because they come in, they don't come like the police, you know what I'm saying, with the unmarked unit and shit like that. You like, hey, hold up, you know, who's that car? And oh, that's probably the rollers right there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, stash the shit, nigga, you know. No. when the SIS come for your ass, you know what I'm saying? You might barely pick it up before they get you. Most of the time, you won't. No. Because they roll up on you like they another drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, what's going on, homie? And shit like that. Hey, come here closer to the car and shit. Hey, hold up. I don't know you, partner. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come closer to the car. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I'm good, man. Then they pull, they got, come here. Get your ass over here. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're a youngster, like, okay, hey. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I come over here. What do you want?